Lost Art with Andrew Cox podcast, Marine Corps League and Till Valhalla Project Ambassador. Now streaming on all major podcast platforms. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast that's given a voice to our veterans. The Lost Art with Andrew Cox. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lost Art Podcast. That podcast giving a voice to our veterans. I'm your host, Andrew Cox, and today we are having a veteran story. But before we get into that episode, are you enjoying the podcast? And make sure you go to the website. That's the lostart.podbean.com. Go check us out. See what we're all about. There's a couple ways that you can help support us in getting our veteran voices out for all to hear. You can go to that website. Click on the one-time donation. You can do that one-time donation. You can become a patron. Click on that link, and that's a monthly donation. Heck, you could just go in and buy you some cool merchandise and help support us and spreading the word about the podcast and what our mission is. And if you have a business out there and you would like to advertise right here on the podcast, we can make that happen. So we got all kinds of things going on there. But anything you do, it really does help us in getting our veteran voices out for all to hear. All right, a big shout out to the Till Valhalla Project. They're out there doing amazing things. I'm telling you, and I've been saying it every single podcast, you guys need to go check them out if you haven't. They honestly do some amazing work. And you need to go out. You need to support them if you can. That's tillvalhallaproject.com. Are you a Marine veteran? Are you missing that bond you had on active duty? Then I have a place for you. Join the only congressionally chartered Marine Corps Veteran Service Organization, the Marine Corps League. Get that brother and sisterhood back in your life. Become one of the fewer, the prouder, a Marine Corps League member. All right, we're back here. Let me get this adjusted right. We're back here. I got Rus Anderson, Marine motivator here. He's going to come on and tell a story. I'm excited to have you here. How you doing?
Good to be here. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. I finally got you here.
I know. It's been a busy week.
It has been a busy week. Yeah, it's been a blast for me. I don't know if you've enjoyed it. But,
yeah. This is my third national, and they just get better every time.
Well, this is my first, so it's going to be hard to top this one.
Yeah, this is a good one.
So let's start at the beginning with you. Right. And where did you grow up? What was that like, and what drew you to military service?
Well, I grew up in the Air Force. Okay. My dad was an Air Force career man, so I spent my first 14 years as an Air Force brat, going from air base to air base. When he retired and got out, my first thought was, I'm never going to join the military. I'm done with that. So on to college, and in college, of course, I had a couple of uncles and my dad, you ought to think about the military. You ought to think about the military. And I'm like, no way. Not going to do that. So went on to college, went on to law school. And during my second year of law school, they had a week when all of the recruiters for all the different jobs for the summer are out there, the law firms, and I had a couple of friends who during college went to OCS and came back, and I saw the change, and I thought, hey, that's we talked about it, and so all these recruiters are out there during this week, and I saw this Marine recruiter off on a table all by himself, reading a book, nobody over there going to talk to him. So I just wandered over there and started talking to him, and I said, so tell me, what can the Marine Corps do for me? And he looked at me and said, let me ask you this. What can you do for the Corps?
Yeah,
and I went,
sounds right.
Yeah, I like that. So I don't know. I thought I owed it to myself to go talk to the other services, and I did, but that just wasn't impressive. It was, I just like, no, what that guy said. And so I signed up, swore in on October the 12th, 1982, went to OCS 1983, finished law school and TBS in 85. And
wow.
And I was on in.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So you were going in as a lawyer to do JAG work. Okay.
Right.
So, well, talk to me about once you went to your training, OCS. Talk me through that. What was that like for you?
Uh, I was an athlete in high school and in college, so the physical part of it wasn't that hard. And I think being a little bit more mature, a lot of the guys that were I was one of the older guys at OCS,
Right.
and so a lot of them were a little bit younger. And I was, I think, 24, and most of them were 20, 19, 20, 21. So I was a little bit older. I think I probably handled it a little bit better, but it was still. I was surprised at how emotionally taxing it was.
Right. Yeah.
But it was. It was tough training. It was something. And I tell you what, to walk across that stage and get those bars was an impressive.
Oh,
An impressive event. It was an impressive event. Something that really you'll never forget.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And now, what were some of the things that for you that were kind of challenging that you had to overcome throughout that?
Well, I started having knee issues about halfway through. So anything that was a long run was hard.
Yeah.
And so I just had to
fight
through that. Yeah. Any of the, and I could hump. That wasn't the problem, but anything that was running.
Oh, wow.
That was hard. I could hump with the best of them, but running was just difficult.
Well, and they do a lot of running.
A lot of running. A lot of running.
It's a ridiculous amount of running, in my opinion.
Unfortunately, because I had to go back and finish another year of law school, I had plenty of time to heal before I went back to TBS.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah.
Because TBS had even more running.
Oh, really? Oh, geez.
Actually, a lot more humps. We had longer humps. We had the 15s, the 25s, and a lot longer humps in TBS. So
wow,
that was a lot. I enjoyed TBS probably even more than OCS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was.
And TBS, where you learn tactics and things of that nature, right? Okay.
Yeah, all the basic officer training.
Yeah. What was it about that you enjoyed more?
I think because it was more practical leadership training. That's where officers learn how to be officers.
Right.
At OCS, you're just really learning how to be a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is to be a Marine. There's a leadership aspect to it, but at the basic school, officers are taught how to be officers.
Right.
Taught the leadership aspects. How to lead Marines and the leadership traits and principles and how to put those into play. There's a lot of tactics involved in it as well, tactical application, but it's just how to be a good leader.
Right.
And how to lead from the front, so I thought that was, and those are the applications that you can take into life.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Things that you learn that no matter what job you have, you're going to be involved in dealing with people. And
right.
So you got to be involved with people in all those ways.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the stuff that just carries over.
Yeah. It kind of never leaves you. Well, at least in my opinion.
Right.
Never leaves
should
you.
Should never leave you.
Okay, there you go. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. I like that. All right. Well, so after that, where did the Marine Corps decide to send you?
Well, Naval Justice School in Rhode Island, and then my first duty station was Yuma, Arizona.
Oh, all right. Get to go play in the desert a little bit?
Yeah, I did, and I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed Yuma. I was there for 3 years, and then to Iwakuni.
Oh, well, let's talk about Yuma first.
Okay.
Let's go back and talk about that.
Right.
So now I've had the pleasure of going to Yuma.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had the pleasure of being stationed there.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed the riverfront, and there's the downtown area. They had a couple bars, a couple restaurants, stuff like that. It just reminded me of like a different time.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And then they had the prison. That was cool too.
Yeah.
But being there and living there is a different story. And how did that play in the Marine Corps side?
Well, you have 2 seasons in Yuma. You have the snowbird season and the non-snowbird season.
Right.
In the winter, the population of Yuma would more than double.
Yeah.
It would, because all the snowbirds would come in, and so the restaurant the restaurants would be full all the time, and there'd be a lot of traffic, and which means that the nightlife would pick up a little bit, of course,
Oh, right.
because there'd be a lot more people coming in. And then in the summer, it would be dead. There would be nobody there. And even the people that live there would find an excuse to get out of town as often as possible, go up to the mountains on the weekend, go somewhere just to get to school. So it was kind of dead. But I enjoyed it there. There was a lot of outdoors. If you liked outdoors, there was a lot of fishing. The river ran right through there. A lot of fishing and skiing, and a lot of outdoor hunting. There was great. A lot of great dove hunting.
Oh, really?
One of the best dove hunting places in the world.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yuma, yeah.
Wow.
Because they planted all that milo and all of that stuff that would just draw in the doves.
Wow.
And so when the dove season started in September, all you could hear in the morning it sounded like a war scene in the movies. Just boom, 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 boom.
Everybody's going
dove.
Yeah. I like it.
So a lot of dove hunting. And a lot of deer hunting. They'd go up
really?
in the hills up around, a lot of deer out there.
Okay.
A lot of deer hunting as well.
Very cool.
So I enjoyed that. And 2 hours to Phoenix, 3 hours to San Diego. So if you wanted to go to the beach, it wasn't too far to go to the beach.
Right.
You can drive to Phoenix and get a flight out to wherever you wanted to go. So it was, and then you could, if you wanted to drive down to Mexico, it wasn't hard to get down into Mexico and go to the beach in Mexico.
Right.
We'd go down there and camp out quite a bit. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed.
Lots of things to do. Yeah. Even though people look at it and they're like, "Oh, there's nothing there," there actually is.
Yeah.
You just got to get out of your comfort zone to go try it.
And I was there. I was at Yuma at an interesting time because when I got to Yuma, it was still a training base because an aviation training base because they had the A4s and the F4s there.
Right.
And while I was there, it transitioned from the A4s and the F4s to the Harriers.
Okay.
And they brought in 513 and one other unit. They brought in 2 Harrier units, and it became a tactical base. And so it moved out of training to tactical. But they still did a lot of training evolutions there because of the bombing range.
Right.
Weapons and
it's
trainings.
A big bombing range.
Yeah, weapons and trainings instruction, the WTI. They still did that every year. So a lot of bombing stuff around there.
And I imagine you can feel it and hear that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You knew when it was going on.
Yeah. You knew. So tell me about your JAG officer now. You're there. What's the day-to-day for you?
Well, because we were on summer hours, since it was hot, we'd go in at 7 and get off at 15:30.
Okay.
So we had, which was nice because it's such a long evening to do things. It was a small office, so we had one prosecutor, one defense counsel, and then one legal assistance officer who would help with, wills and powers of attorney and help Marines if they had issues going on in town with landlords or whatever. So I started off as a legal assistance officer and did that for about a year. Then I moved over to defense. We had a pretty full docket. Because we didn't have a large office, we didn't have a resident judge. And so we would have a judge who would come in about once every month or maybe a month and a half or so, and we'd have a trial week. So we'd work our cases up, and then once we got large enough docket for a trial week or have 2 or 3 trials set up, then we'd have a judge come in, would work all those trials, and then he'd go back, and then we'd start building them up again, come in and have another trial week.
Wow.
So we had one defense counsel and one prosecutor. That if there was ever a conflict, because there was 2 defendants or something like that, then the legal assistance officer would come in as the other defense counsel.
Oh, okay.
So I did get to do some defense work while I was the legal assistance officer. And then when I moved over to defense counsel, we had a new legal assistance officer come in and same rotation.
Okay.
Then the other 2 attorneys in the office were the office, judge advocate of the station and the deputy judge advocate of the station.
Okay.
There were 5 attorneys on station, and that's all they had at the station at the time.
5 attorneys in the one office, and but what I find very interesting in the dynamic is I'm assuming that there's the prosecutors right there with you, and you're working in the same location,
Right.
And I wouldn't think, and I don't know a lot about law, but I wouldn't think that'd be the case in the civilian sector.
It would not be in the civilian sector, and in most larger bases, the defense shop is usually in a separate building.
Oh, really?
So that there can be that separation from the prosecutor's shop or from the SJA's shop. But what they did do, at least, is the defense counsel's office was at one end of the building, and the
I see. Yeah.
prosecutors was at the other end of the building. So they tried to keep that separation.
So you had your separate areas and probably a neutral area in the middle.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty smart. I like it.
They had to keep some separation there.
Yeah.
And then I think eventually there was another building that was right next that they renovated, and they made it the defense building so that it was separate from the at least a separate building, so they wouldn't be going into the same SJA building when they came to see the defense counsel. So they did keep it separate.
Yeah, and as a JAG officer, as you're going through, you always start out at defense side and then eventually move to the prosecution side?
Well, it would depend on which base you went to. Some of my friends who graduated with me from Naval Justice School went to some of the larger bases. Some of them got assigned directly to prosecution. Some of them got assigned directly to defense.
Okay.
It just depended on what the needs of the office were when they got there. I think that the preferred normal progression would be to start at legal assistance, kind of get your feet wet, and then move into defense, and then move into prosecution.
Right.
My personal preference is I think that being a defense counsel first makes you a better prosecutor.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that's the required stair step.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. That's really interesting. This is just a whole dynamic that I've never thought of.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to me.
Yeah.
I like it.
I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Now, do you remember cases that were, I guess, you see on TV? Did you have any of those types of cases when you were there?
At Yuma, I didn't have any. Well, when I first got there, I got there in January, and it was either the week I got there or the week before I got there. 2 Marines, and this was back, when they still had paper checks. They're still issuing paper checks.
Right.
2 Marines had decided to rob the cash cage.
Oh my God.
And so they robbed the cash cage, and eventually had tracked down who they believed it was and arrested them. Well, as I mentioned before, since there were 2 of them, I got assigned to represent one of them. So this one made quite a bit of news. But the guy that I had been assigned to represent had already confessed and had already made a statement against the other guy who had not confessed and was denying it. And so the assigned defense counsel was assigned to him.
Okay.
And so I'm the one represent the stoolie.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting case that I had to represent the guy who was gonna spill his beans on the other guy who, of course, was threatening this guy and telling him, "You keep your mouth shut or else." So there were some tense moments during that one, but they ended up both pleading guilty and going away. But the most interesting one I had was this one guy who was just an expert at taking his checks and being able to somehow, without detection, changed the numbers on his checks from
Wow.
like from a 7 to a 9.
Right.
So change a $700 check to a 900, because they had those funny
Yeah. The
funny
little.
numbers,
Yeah.
or add a 1 in front of something.
Oh my
And he
God.
was so good at it that he could take these to a bank and get
And
them.
they couldn't tell.
And they didn't catch it
Wow.
until all of a sudden, the DFAS caught it and said, "Wait,
Why are we paying this? Yeah.
why? How's he? This is not $1,900. This is." And so it all finally came back to him, and he said, "Well, I needed the money. I married some Mexican girl in Mexico and got her pregnant, and she needed the money." And so,
Wow.
but that was kind of the wildest one that I had. But it was weird.
Oh man. So while you were there, you show up, lieutenant. Did you get promoted while you were at Yuma?
I got promoted as a judge advocate. One of the perks of being a judge advocate is you get promoted out of basic school.
Oh, okay.
Out of to first lieutenant.
I got you.
So I was promoted to first lieutenant out of basic school, and then so I got promoted to captain about my second year at
Oh wow.
at Yuma.
Okay.
So I was a captain in about 88. I think I got there in 86. I was promoted to captain in 88.
Right.
Yeah.
And now the progression that's a little quicker than normal.
A little quicker than normal.
Yeah.
Well, usually 2 to 4 years as a lieutenant is when you begin to look at captain.
Okay.
And so it was probably right on line for anyone, but ahead of anybody else that I went to TBS with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, and how long did you spend in Yuma?
3.5 years.
3.5.
Yeah, it's normally a 3-year tour, and I'd gotten married and had a baby, and so we asked for a 3 months extension because we just had a baby and we didn't want to travel with it.
Yeah.
So
Now, where did the Marine Corps decide to send you?
Iwakuni, Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we
Iwakuni.
Iwakuni, Japan. We wanted to go overseas, and so
Yeah.
I put in for Iwakuni or Okinawa. Hawaii wasn't considered an overseas tour,
Right.
so we got Iwakuni. So.
Very cool. So, what was that like for a new family, new baby, going to Iwakuni, new country?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Of course, my being in the military, I'd traveled a lot, so the traveling was not that big of an issue with me. My wife then was all up for traveling, so she was
Nice.
the traveling portion of it. I think was harder on her than she thought it was going to be. Just this process of traveling and moving with a baby and everything. But once we got there and got settled in, I think she was fine. She had a blast in Japan.
Yeah.
Made several friends and met a lot of people and had a good time. She started teaching English to some of the folks over there, conversational English to some of the people over there. Made some good friends while we were there. So it was a real cultural experience.
Right.
And had another baby while we were there.
Okay.
So one of my sons was born at Yokosuka Naval Base.
Very cool.
In Japan. So that was a good experience for us as well.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. And now you show up there. What was your assignment? What were you doing?
They put me back in legal assistance for a while.
Okay.
And then I went into prosecution, and I was a prosecutor over there, and had and then right before I left, they put me back in legal assistance for about that last 3 or 4 months, just to kind of level out the manning,
right?
Because they had people coming in. That's all. I'll go back to legal assistance for the last 2 or 3 months because they had a new guy coming in. I'll just go legal assistance. But I didn't do any defense work.
Okay.
While I was there, I just did legal assistance and then mostly prosecution.
So you were there 3 years?
3 years.
Was there what stood out to you that was different from Yuma when it came to being a JAG officer?
It's funny how the crimes a lot of time are the crimes that Marines commit somehow are unique to different areas.
Mm-hmm.
In Yuma, it seemed to be a lot of drugs and maybe some alcohol related. In Iwakuni, it was bad checks, a lot of bad checks,
Yeah.
alcohol, and fights.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
A lot of fights, and we had one case. The worst case was a rape case where 5 Marines raped this female Marine.
Mm.
It was one. It wasn't a hard to say. It wasn't a forcible rape. She was intoxicated.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't she just remembers not being able to tell them no is basically what it was. But when we started narrowing down who it was, the morning we were going to do the Article 32 on all 5 of them, we had to, of course, it was a small office too, so we had to fly in all of these attorneys from Okinawa because we only had one defense counsel. And
because you said it was four Marines.
Four Marines, so we
Okay.
had to fly in 4 defense counsels from Okinawa to represent the other 4 Marines. One of the senior ranking Marine was a sergeant, and he doesn't show up to the Article 32. And so we're out looking for him, and we're out trying to find him, and we find him.
Yeah.
He had gone out in town and jumped in front of a tree and killed himself.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, it was, I mean, of course, I just stopped everything, and we had to put out the Article 32 because now we had to do a death investigation because we didn't know if he'd been thrown in front of the train.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Jumped in front of the train.
That's a good point.
So it was, I mean, it was a mess, but yeah. So all of those guys, I think, finally ended up pleading guilty. But so it had more of those types. So back to the original question. The types of crimes seem to, you go to overseas and it's more lonely type crimes,
Right.
you know, and money spent, an inability to manage money,
Right.
you know, just writing bad checks, because I wanted to drink or do more, go to the club and drink, go to the club and drink, or go out in town and drink.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that would get you in trouble. But in Yuma, it was meth and cocaine and alcohol and things like that.
Jeez. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that's close to the Mexican border. Right. The drug traffic's always there, so it does make sense. Wow. So, what were some of the things throughout your tour there that kind of stand out to you?
Got into biking.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot. There was a big group of guys there, including the base commander, who was a big mountain biker.
Okay.
And so every Saturday there'd be about 15, 20 guys who would meet up, and we'd take off and go out for 20, 30 miles, and ride up into the mountains and all over and come on back down. So I really got into biking. We'd go out about every Saturday, and there were 2 or 3 times that we went out on multiple day trips. We would go out for 4 or 5 days and stay at little Japanese inns.
No kidding.
Come on back. Yeah, we'd start and drive for 70, ride for 70 miles or so and stay at a little Japanese inn and do another 70 or 80 and stay at another little Japanese inn.
And these were road bikes or these were mountain bikes?
Well, they're mountain bikes, but
okay.
we'd be on the road.
Oh, I see.
But
okay.
We do the mountain bikes because they're easier to climb up and down. Some of these hills the roads would be steep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, but we did that a lot. Like I said, just about every Saturday.
Wow.
But then when I got back, I just never got back into Viking.
Oh, really?
So,
it was literally just for your time
Yeah.
while you were there. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good area to do it.
yeah, I thought I would keep up with it. I actually did try to go out biking a little bit when I got back to my next. I went to Lejeune. It just wasn't the same
Yeah.
riding around on flat ground as it was up in the mountains. So
Yeah.
I just never got back into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then, well, said Lejeune was your next spot. Yeah. So at this point, you've been in the Marine Corps for about 8 years.
It was about 6.5, almost 7.
Okay.
About 7 years by now.
Okay. And so you get sent to Lejeune, and I'm assuming to the legal office at the base.
No, when I went to Lejeune, I was the deputy staff judge advocate for 2nd Marine Division.
Oh, okay.
So I moved it to a different area of law. So now I was working for the SJA for CG, 2nd Mar Div, reviewing investigations and whenever there was an exercise, reviewing the ROI and doing going into the generals meetings and listening to what their plan was and giving advice on whether or not there were going to be any legal issues with what they were planning and operational. It was different shift, different focus. So it was interesting. It was moving from more operational law than criminal law. So it was a completely different shift in focus. Rules of law, rules of war, and law of war and all that stuff. So,
that, and I don't know, in my opinion, that's a very difficult job. One, you're dealing with a general officer, and you have to go in and say, hey, law says this. You might not want to do that.
You understand, I'm not asking you if I can do it. I'm asking you to tell me how I can do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's the right way to do something or whatever? Yeah. Now, have you ever ran into an issue where you disagreed or said, hey, this is a bad idea, and they said, I'm going to go ahead and do it?
Well, luckily I was the deputy, so I would go back and tell Colonel Clancy,
okay,
the general wants to do this, and I think there's this issue, and it'd be Colonel Clancy who would then have to go back and tell the boss either, no, you can't do this, or we're going to have to figure out a way you can do this, but you can't do it the way you want to do it.
Right. Yeah.
So
you got to find another way.
Fortunately, it wasn't me that had to tell him that. It was, now I might have to tell the G3.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do it that way. Let me go talk to Colonel Clancy about it. But I never had to tell the general that. So
okay.
I was fortunate that I wasn't in that position. So.
Yeah, most definitely. That's a difficult conversation, we'll say. Yeah. Right. All right. And you were still a captain at this point?
I was a major by then. Yes, I was still a captain.
Still a captain. Okay. Now, what were some of the things that stood out to you as you're being this at Lejeune? Like, what were some of the things that stood out?
The thing that stood out there being at Lejeune was just the workload was just tremendous. Because now you're dealing with a division of 17,000 Marines. And you just don't realize how much trouble 17,000 Marines can get into. because we had to review all the investigations, all the line of duty misconduct investigations that came through every time a Marine would get hurt, do something stupid, get in an accident or whatever. We'd have to review all those investigations.
So when you're saying you're reviewing all the investigations, so let's say you're reviewing a battalion's investigation on somebody, and it goes up, and you're reviewing to make sure that everything went correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
All the findings of fact and conclusions of law, and whether I find that he was in the line of duty or out of the line of duty or whatever, I had to review all of that and say, I agree with it or disagree with it, and make a recommendation to Colonel Clancy as to whether or not the general should say, yes, he's in the line of duty, or no, he was not in the line of duty.
Right.
And so we had to make the SJA had to make a recommendation on every one of those LOD investigations.
Oh my God. You're right. And those investigations, when you read, you go through them, they're not like 1 or 2 pagers.
Oh, no.
They're sometimes up to probably 100, 200 pages.
Yeah, especially if it was one that involved a death.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, that's a lot of reading. I mean, how much time, let's say, how much time average a week do you think you spent reading and investigating and doing that side?
Oh, I would say that out of a particular week, out of a 60-hour week, because we didn't do 40-hour weeks.
Right,
Out of a 60-hour week, I would spend at least 30 to 35 hours reading investigations.
Wow. Yeah, that's now compare that to you're in a courtroom and you're prosecutor or defense. Like, what's the difference there?
Oh, when I was, of course, I was in the smaller offices.
Mm-hmm.
So when I would get to court, like I said, it'd be maybe once a month.
Mm-hmm.
And so preparing for a 2-day trial would take me, depending on a week to 2 weeks.
Okay.
Now, that may be spread out over a period of a
Right.
month, because doing a little bit here, a little bit there, and calling a few witnesses in. But if you put it all together, it'd be about a week to 2 weeks of time for a 2-day trial.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now those are two drastically different types of things you're doing.
Right.
Which one, looking at it so far up to this point in your career, like which one are you saying that, hey, I like this one better than the other?
Much rather be in a courtroom.
Yeah.
Trying a case.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The emotion, you're emotionally worn out more at the end of that. But just the drudgery of reading the investigations is just, you just, at the end of the day, you're just like, I just want to unpeople for a while.
I like the way you put that, unpeople. That's good. Oh, wow. Now, and you were with 2nd Marine Division there for how long?
A year.
A year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I had to get out. Failed promotion twice, and so I had to get out. Came back to Tulsa. Got a job with the law firm.
And that was failed promotion to
major.
To major. Okay.
Yeah. And went right into the local reserve unit and said, "What do you got for me?"
Mm-hmm.
It was a local tow unit, and said, "I'm a lawyer. Do you need a legal officer?"
Mm-hmm.
They said, "No, but we need an executive officer." And
Okay.
I said, "I don't know anything about tows, but," and they said, "What? Doesn't matter. We need a legal officer, and we need an executive officer." So I said, "Okay." So I showed up in October, signed on as the executive officer, and the next summer I went to Reserve Infantry Officer School for the Marine Corps for 2 weeks. Picked up the 03 MOS, and the rest of my time in the reserve, I was operational. I was an 03.
So, but it's still you're not there full time.
No, I'm just there 1 weekend a month.
Got you. Okay.
2 weeks out of the year, just like any other reservist. So I spent the rest of my 24 years in the Corps I spent in the reserve.
No kidding. Yeah. Now, at this point, then I'm assuming you're working for a law firm, or you have your own law firm, or something of that nature.
Right.
Okay.
I worked for another law. I worked for myself for about 3 or 4 years, and I started working for the district attorney's office as a prosecutor.
Oh, wow.
I was a prosecutor for about 8 years. Then I took the bench. I was on the bench for about 5 years.
When you say the bench, you're talking about being a judge.
Being a judge.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then I was then I left that and went to work for a defense technology firm. I'm the compliance officer for a defense technology firm, which is what I'm doing now.
Okay.
Yeah, we design acoustic gunshot detection systems.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then
that's really cool.
Yeah, and I've been doing that since 2010 for about 15 years now, I guess.
Wow.
And then stayed in the reserves and retired in 2015 after 32 years.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about the reserves, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed my time in the reserves.
So for you, what was the difference? So you're going active duty, going to reserves. There's always going to be, a difference.
Yeah.
For you, what was that difference?
Well, as an active duty, you always hear the stories about the reserves, they're lazy, they're disorganized, they don't know what they're doing,
Right.
So that was kind of the thought I had. So I go into my first drill, and it's like I said, it's a tow unit, and so they're going to the field the first time. So I walk on there on a Friday night, and all I see is ass and elbows. These guys getting their gear, pulling the gear, getting it on the trucks. They're just going here, going there, busting their hump to get everything on the trucks so they can get ready, get out, and get to the field. I said, these guys are busting their ass. They're not lazing around doing nothing. So they get out to the field, and I go out to the field, and they're running their drills and doing everything. And they come back in Sunday evening, and they're cleaning everything, getting it all put back together, getting it all and putting it put back up. And it's like, this is not what I was expecting to see.
Right.
From what I had been always told the reserves were like.
Yeah.
I said, this is so. And from right off the bat, I was impressed. I thought this is something different. And so immediately, I'm beginning to get a different impression from what I was always told. And then I find out that this is the unit that had just gotten back from Desert Storm in '91.
Oh,
so
wow.
They had all deployed together as a tactical company.
Wow.
In Desert Storm in '91, and most of them were all still together.
Wow.
So they had gone to war and fought together and come back, and so most of them were still there. So,
and when you have that core group, and been through combat together, they're going to be tight.
Yeah. So they were a bunch of good guys, and I'm still friends with a bunch of those guys.
Yeah.
They're in the Marine Corps League with me now. Some of them still are. So I'm there as the XO, and at the time it was still a tactical company. The Marine Corps goes through this change where they break down the tow companies, and they take each section and they send it back to the weapons company in each battalion.
Okay.
They say, well, we need to do that in the reserves too. We need to break apart the tow company and send the sections back down to each weapons company in the battalion. And then we say, that doesn't work so well in the reserve, because if you take each section and you physically move it from Broken Arrow to a weapons company in Indiana, now you're going to have to build in Indiana a motor pool, a tow tech office, and move all of the equipment, which includes you're going to have a 5-ton. You're going to have all the Humvees. You're going to have a tow tech, and it's expensive to train tow techs. It takes 6 months to train them.
Wow.
And it costs a lot of money to train them. And you have to have all the tow equipment, the tow calibration equipment at each location.
Oh, geez. So you're almost quadrupling what the effort would be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
or money, I guess.
So the thing that we sold to them was convert us to a tow training company. We will become a tow training company. All of the tow units, the tow sections, can be technically reassigned to the weapons companies, the battalions, but then FAP'd or reassigned for training or whatever you want to call it back to the tow training company. We'll train them throughout the year.
Right.
And then for the summer training, that tow section can then be sent back can go for the AT or whatever to that battalion.
With that battalion. Right.
Or if that battalion is ever deployed, then it takes its section with it.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
And so that's the way they've been doing it now since 98 or 99, something like that.
Wow.
So, I was there during that transition.
Okay.
I think there's been some changes administratively to it, but that's still basically how they do it. All the tows are trained in Broken Arrow, but they technically belong to a different battalion.
Right.
Different battalions.
So
throughout
just in my mind, I see if I get this right. So in Tulsa, it was where they're training, and that every weekend, that's where they go.
Yeah.
But when they do the 2 weeks out of the year, they're going to that other
They're going to that
battalion.
that other battalion, wherever that battalion goes for training.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if they go to Greenland, then that section gets to go to Greenland.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
If they're going to 29 Palms, that section gets to go to 29 Palms.
Well, I mean, somebody has to do it.
That's right. Yeah.
Like it or not.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. So now, so you were XO. Did you stay in that position the whole time? What
I
did
was,
you end
I
up
was
doing?
XO for I was XO for 4 years.
Okay.
And then I became the CO. I was the CO for 2 years.
Okay.
And then back then they had a program called PWST.
Okay.
Peacetime Wartime Support.
Okay.
And the idea was there'd be an officer assigned to a unit who would be the connection point between the reserve and the IRR, the individual ready reserve.
Right.
And also serve as a connection point between the local media to reach out and kind of be almost like a PR kind of guy for the local unit and for the Marine Corps. And it was kind of a fledgling program. I don't think it lasted very long. I don't think it's still I know it's still not in place, but I took that spot at the same unit for 2 years.
Okay.
And while I was at that spot, I went to, I had been promoted to major earlier. I got promoted to major my first year at the tow company.
Okay.
So then I got promoted to lieutenant colonel. And so I went to command and staff.
Oh, wow.
The Marine Corps had a weekend program. I think they still have it. A weekend program where you could go 1 weekend a month and then for a 2-week capstone at the end and finish command and staff. And so I did command and staff for a year and finished command and staff. And that was in 1999 or 2000.
Okay.
And when I finished that, I then transferred up to 24th Marines, which was in Kansas City at the time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
24th Marines has gone away now, I guess. It's not there anymore. And they had a unit there then called CMROG, Combined Marine Rear Area Operations Group. It was a unit that had been designed specifically to manage the Marine rear area in the event of a joint operation where the Marines were sent. And it was kind of a lessons learned after the first Gulf War.
Right.
We move into this rear area, and we got this big joint rear area, and no one's managing the rear area. You know, so they come up with this idea that we need this Marine organization that will manage the rear area, that will take care of the beans, bullets, band-aids, the logistics and all that kind of stuff. And so they came up with this idea to put it all together, and they housed us with 24th Marines. And so when 2001, when the Iraq invasion blasted off, we were activated and sent to Kuwait, and we sent liaisons all over the place with our head team at Marcent in Bahrain. And so we managed all of the Marine rear area.
Wow.
And we liaised all of the Marine rear area and reported back to the commander. So he had his eyes on everything that was going on in the rear area.
Oh,
so
that's very interesting.
Yeah. So that's when I got deployed to Bahrain during 2001 during
Okay.
the recognition.
Now, were you like the CEO of, like, how did that work out? What were you
that
doing?
was we were organized as a staff, so we had a chief of staff
Got it.
and then a bunch of liaison officers, basically.
Okay.
And I was one of the liaison officers.
Okay. Makes sense.
And I was there until 2006, I think. And then they had the Marine Corps used to have a program, I don't think they still do, called RSP, Reserve Support Program.
Okay.
And it was a command structure over the IRR.
Okay.
So they had the whole United States broken up into 5 regions, RSP 1 through RSP 5, and they had a colonel who was in charge of each region, and each colonel had a staff, and our job was to manage and maintain that IRR population in that region.
Right.
To monitor it, muster it once a year, and keep in touch with it, make sure we have good addresses, email addresses, and all that stuff, so that if there ever was a call up, we'd be able to get in touch with those people that we needed to.
Right.
Make sure we had good information on them. And so I did that for 3 years, and then deployed with 2nd MAF, 2 MAF to Afghanistan in 2013. I was there for 2013, and then came back and finished up as a Marine liaison to FEMA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was my last duty station.
So tell me about your deployment to Afghanistan. Like,
Okay.
what did you, what was your role in that?
I was the 2 MAF liaison to the Special Operations Joint Task Force in Kabul. And that was a fun billet.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot because I was in the headquarters of the Special Operations Joint Task Force, which was an Army-run, Army general was in charge. He had an Air Force Special Operations deputy commander.
Right.
But the entire COC was combined and joint. So everyone in there had Australians, first of all, we had Army, Navy, Air Force.
Right.
All of those special ops, had SEALs, had Army Rangers, Army Special Ops, Army Green Berets.
Wow.
The MARSOC, Air Force Special Ops.
They had them all in there.
All of them.
Yeah.
Plus, we had Australian Special Ops, British Special Ops, Canadian Special Ops, French, Italian, like I said, Canadian. I mean, anyone who had special ops in country had a representative in that.
Wow.
So it was really a pretty neat headquarters.
Man. Yeah.
Made
I
some
can
good
see
friends.
that. Yeah.
So we'd do our brief in the morning to the general, get in, get ready, get the brief about 0800. Then 1000, we all go over to the coffee shop and have coffee and sit and talk. And tell lies and have good fun.
Sea stories.
Yeah.
We don't tell lies. We may exaggerate
the truth. That's true.
But we don't lie.
That's right. True.
Oh, man, that's good. And so you were in Afghanistan doing that for a year?
About 9 months.
9 months?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I enjoyed I would not trade one day of my Marine Corps career. Matter of fact, they had to kick me out. They had to say, "You're too old." They had to say, we're pulling your saddle.
Yeah. Well, the good thing, and you may or may not agree with this statement, but the good thing is the Marine Corps League benefited.
Yeah. And it took them a while. They had been bugging me, and I told them, I says, "Oh, let me retire. I'm still drilling. I'm still doing this." And So I retired in 2015, and they finally got me into my first meeting in 2016. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
But
nice.
I don't regret that either. I think that I think I was ready to look for, like I was ready to move into the reserve when I got out of active duty. I think I was ready to move into the Marine Corps League when that final time probably came. But yeah, it's been a blast.
That's awesome. Now, and what is your like currently? What is your title? Your billet?
I am I'm the commandant at the detachment, and I hold the sergeant at arms position at the department level. I'm the senior vice pound keeper at our pound level, and I'm the junior vice pack leader
Okay.
at our pack level.
Wow.
So I've got
You've got several hats.
I've got several hats, and then I'm the last year when they started off the VSO program. Bob Borker reached out to me because I'm a VSO, and asked me to be the Southern Division National Service Officer for the Southern Division. So I'm the Southern Division National Veteran Service Officer.
Very nice. Wow. And so you do VSO work.
VSO.
Now, is that like you do it for a job, or you just do it because you like to do it?
Do it for the love of the game.
Love of the game.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
besides that, I'm in the VFW. I'm in the Military Officers Association and in the DAV.
Wow.
And then I run a veterans ministry at our church. So,
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
So
Well, let's just say.
I can't stick my fingers in enough pies.
Yeah. If you were Joseph, you'd have a coat of many colors.
Coat of many colors.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, I've had a good time. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, or?
No, I love being in the Corps. Like as I'm sure most people that you talk to say, it shapes you.
Mm-hmm.
It changes you, you're. It's funny how you can't understand it unless you're a Marine, and people kind of joke and roll their eyes when we say there's no such thing as a former Marine, but it's true.
Yeah.
You can't understand it unless you experience it. There's no way I can even try to explain it to anybody else because you're not going to understand it.
True.
But you're not a former Marine. You're a Marine for life. And
yeah, absolutely.
It's just always is that way, and I'll always be that way. And it is what it is. You can like it or not.
And if you don't like it, we don't care.
We don't care.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for coming on and doing this. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
So I kind of do this a lot toward the end, but what was your proudest military moment?
Wow, that's I gotta think back a while. To be honest with you, I think my proudest military moment. So when you come in as an officer, you come in with a reserve commission,
right?
Unless you come in through one of the service academies.
Oh, okay.
And so I came in with a reserve commission, and you can apply to get a regular commission.
Got it. Yeah.
It's a board process, and you have to get recommendations and everything from.
You basically have to get selected.
Right. You have to be selected. So when I got my selection for a regular commission, I think that was probably my proudest moment.
Okay.
Because that was really something special, because that meant I had the opportunity to stay past that initial 3 years,
right,
and the potential to make a career out of the Marine Corps,
right.
And so I think that was probably my proudest moment. That was, to me, was even prouder than when I got my captain's promotion, because
no kidding.
Yeah,
wow.
that was big when I got my commission, my regular commission.
I never really thought of that before. Being enlisted, that's not something that I really even thought about. But
Yeah.
it makes sense why that
Yeah.
would be so important to you. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your most embarrassing military moment?
Let me think about that one. My most embarrassing military moment.
Yeah.
It's probably has something to do when we were in Korea, because there was a lot of embarrassing moments when we were in Korea. But it has to be that when we were in Korea, and it was probably the first time I was drinking soju.
Okay. Yeah.
And I didn't realize the delayed effect soju had on you. And so I'm just popping back these sojus and eating bulgogi. And so we leave the restaurant, and we get back to the O Club, and I'm just like, I'm sitting at the O Club, and everybody's asking me if I'm okay, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm really fine. I think I'm going to the head. And I don't know that I remember how I got to my rack that night, but somehow I woke up in my rack that night, the next morning, and nobody's ever said anything to me about it. But I think that's probably my most embarrassing moment in the Marine Corps.
That's a pretty good one, though. I mean, that's right up there. I would say that for sure. All right. If you, in the zombie apocalypse, what would be your weapon of choice, and what anthem would be playing?
What anthem?
Mm-hmm.
My weapon of choice would have to be a minigun.
Okay. Yeah.
And what anthem would be playing? Back in Black.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets you pumped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. One more. Which branch of service is the best?
Marine Corps.
All right. Which branch has the sexiest uniform?
Well, Marine Corps.
Yeah, well, I knew you would say that.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for coming on and doing this. I
bet,
truly appreciate it. It took us a little while to connect here, but we made it happen.
Save the best for last, right?
Hey, I like it. I like it a lot.
All right.
But yeah, thanks for doing this. Much appreciated.
You bet.
And I'm sure we'll probably have you on again at some point in time.
Hey, anytime.
Yeah,
anytime. Come up to Tulsa sometime.
Absolutely. I need to, actually. Yeah. My brother lives close up there, so I got to get up that way eventually anyways.
All right. Good to see you.
Cool. Thank you very much. To all the listeners out there, if you're struggling, need help, anything like that, don't forget the VA has some great resources. You can always dial 988, press option 1. You can always text 838-255, or you can go to veteranscrisisline.net and click on that chat icon. Any of those options will put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But remember, one veteran life lost is one too many. I care about you. Russ cares about you. The whole veteran community cares about you. So please reach out for help. And if you're out there, you're not struggling, reach out to the buddies you serve with. Ask them how they're doing. And if they need that helping hand, please give it to them. One last time, Russ, thank you very much. To all the listeners out there, stay motivated. Change your sock.